I can make any throw. I think I can diagnose defenses and put the ball where it needs to be.
I just think I have really good leadership skills.
I can run well, I can jump well, I can throw well.
I think I'm the best quarterback here.
I think every quarterback should think that.
A week of meetings and on-field testing here in Indianapolis is coming to a close as we wrap up our coverage of the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine. Hello, I'm Phil Milani, and there were a lot of impressive performances here, but the quarterbacks dominated the headlines. And with the 5th overall pick, perhaps the Broncos have found their man.
Well, I mean, obviously with quarterback, you want to be accurate with the football, and it gives you a good live look at their arm strength and can they make all the throws and that kind of thing. And then you watch a little bit of, the leadership and directed traffic and getting guys lined up. And so really just kind of the overall experience for the quarterback, paying attention to everything.
You can catch the full interview with Matt Russell, the Broncos Director of Player Personnel, on DenverBroncos.com. Joined now by Steve Atwater. And Steve, the Combine's changed a little bit since when you were here, right?
Yeah, and the last time I came, I was actually participating in it in 1989. So long time ago, definitely changed quite a bit. It seemed like when I was involved with the Combine, it seemed like we were shuffled in underground. We didn't have access to people, but now it's an event that everyone can enjoy, and it's really an enjoyable time.
Well, today the quarterbacks were out on the field throwing against air, but what did you think? Anybody stand out?
Really and truly, I don't think that anybody can really hurt their stock at this point from throwing the ball or not being able to throw the ball well because of the pressure of the situation. They've seen on tape what these guys can do, and they know what they can do. Now, the 40-yard dash, even that, all the guys were right in that same range, 4.75 to 4.95. Not super fast, not super slow, but right there in the middle. But I think where these guys could make a difference is when they're actually meeting with the teams and how those interviews go. If the guys say something that the teams like, they may be more prone to give them a nod over another guy. And if they say something that they don't like, they could take a notch down.
Yeah, get them up on that whiteboard, drawing plays and talking about football. That's the best way to evaluate some of these quarterbacks. And if the Broncos like one of these guys enough, they may have to trade up from the 5th spot.
It wouldn't be the first time the Broncos moved up in the first round for a quarterback. When John Elway wants something, he is aggressive. It's really, everyone's sort of all over the map on these quarterbacks. It's really just, do they need to?
The Broncos could also go away from the quarterback position here now with Matt Boyer. And Matt, we heard from some of the top defenders in all of college football today.
Yeah, we heard from a lot of guys. We heard from Bradley Chubb, Roquan Smith, but probably the biggest moment of the day was Shaquem Griffin on the bench press, putting up 20 reps with that prosthetic clamp, helping him get the bar off of his chest, and got the energy in the room was palpable. Mike Mayock saying he got choked up just seeing that happen. So a lot of great players we saw come through today, but you mentioned it, guys like Chubb, guys like Smith, those top 10 guys are going to be the ones we hear about most tomorrow.
And pretty cool to hear from Bradley Chubb. He said that he models his game after Khalil Mack and Von Miller, a little bit of a combo of the strength and the speed. Cool for Broncos fans to hear that.
Yeah, can you imagine seeing Chubb across the line from Von Miller? I mean, and Shane Ray, you put him in the mix, that would be a defensive front to be reckoned with. A lot of people, you mentioned it, they're focusing on the quarterbacks. We haven't really talked too much about defense, but both Smith and Chubb feel like they're worthy at number 5.
I feel like I can have a tremendous impact on the defense just with my playmaking ability, my leadership qualities, and everything that I possess as just a football player on and off the field.
Take it back to when the Broncos won. Von Miller just going crazy in that game, defensive MVP of that game. Super Bowl MVP of that game. Just this position is just such a prime and such a premium in this league.
Joined now by Broncos senior reporter Andrew Mason. And Mason, as the Combine's coming to a close here, we know that your new mock draft will be coming out soon, but give fans a little bit of a tease. Here's your top 5.
Yeah, start with number 1 overall, Sam Darnold going to Cleveland. Of course, it didn't work out here at the Combine. Still think he's going to go number 1 overall. Number 2, Saquon Barkley. Outstanding workout at the Combine. Also hearing some really good stuff about his football character. Talked to Fred Taylor, who worked with the running backs this week, about Saquon Barkley. Really feels he's going to be a pro's pro based on what he saw from him, how he interacted with people. Got him going number 2 of the Giants. Bradley Chubb, NC State edge rusher. Number 3 of the Colts. They need a pass rusher. Desperately, he would fit that bill. Number 4, Cleveland picking again. And I've got them taking Minkah Fitzpatrick, the defensive back out of Alabama, who, as Mike Mayock said, can play 6 defensive backfield positions. And then finally the Broncos, number 5. I've had them with Baker Mayfield. I'm going to stick with it. Obviously, we'll see what free agency brings in the next couple of weeks, but if the Broncos can't solve the quarterback problem in free agency, then I think Baker Mayfield could be their guy at number 5.
And we saw Mayfield walk in here. He didn't hide his confidence at all, not with the media or, from what we're hearing, not with meetings with the teams.
I love the game. I'm upfront and honest. I let them know exactly what I'm about, and I think that's the most important thing. What you see is what you get. I've always been brutally honest, and some people don't like that because it's rare nowadays, but that's, I go into these meetings and I'm just myself.
Mace and everyone else at Orange and Blue 760 will be recapping the Combine all next week. That's all Broncos all the time. And be sure to keep it with us. We'll be breaking down tape and hitting up pro days for the next 2 months. That's going to do it for us from Indianapolis. Thank you for joining us for our continuing coverage of the Broncos' path to the draft.